Hi everyone, welcome to daily news analysis of today. Today is 23rd June and there are a lot of news that needs to be seen. In previous session we discussed about the panchayat elections in West Bengal, we discussed about violence in Manipur, we discussed about some rulings from Supreme Court regarding this enforcement directorate in Tamil Nadu case regarding the missing submarine for Titanic. Let's see what is the development in those cases and what new do we have here. Uh, Delhi High Court says that the economically weaker section students must get equal opportunity to study in school. So they have observed that EWS category students must get equal opportunities. Justice Mini Pushkaran, he made the observation while directing GD Goenka Public School to grant admission to 3 students under the EWS category. In another news, the court will consider a charge sheet against WFI chief, who is Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, which was very much in news in the past couple of weeks, on 27th June. So the sexual harassment case against BJP MP and the Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh was assigned to a court on Thursday. The court, where the matter has been listed for June 27, is also hearing a plea by the wrestlers seeking a court-monitored probe into this case. As you know, that the wrestlers were also protesting for a long time because of this. In the Tamil Nadu case, the ED cannot seek anybody's interrogation in custody, as says the senior counsel NR Ilango, who is appearing before the Madras High Court for arrested Mr. V. Senthili Balaji's wife Meghala, who questioned the authority of the ED to insist on custodial interrogation of her husband. He contended that the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, that is PMLA of 2002, does not confer the power of a SHO, station house officer, on any official of the ED, and therefore the agency cannot seek custody of an arrested person. Here the ED officials have not conferred with the powers of SHO under the PMLA, and now it remains to be seen whether the court entertains this argument or not. The West Bengal governor CV Anand Bose, he holds poll panel, that is the state election commission responsible for the violence that happened during that is happening during the this panchayat elections. So he says that for the violence during the ongoing panchayat poll process, he held it accountable for every drop of human blood that is shed in the field. It is because of the state election commissioner. He said that people are disappointed by the apparent inaction from the election commission. People are in a state of fear. There is violence, but of course I will not say that there is violence all over, but there is violence, and the fact that there is violence cannot be denied. If you remember, CV Anand Bose recently held the State Foundation Day, and Mamata Banerjee was not in favor of that. So after that, this is the statement coming from him. There is a monumental book on the history of Bengaluru. It is being reprinted after 53 years. So it's a milestone book on Bengaluru's historiography. It's called Bangalore Through the Centuries. Now it is out of print for long, and it's enjoying a cult status among bibliophiles, those who love books, reading books, and city history enthusiasts. It is finally available in a new print after 53 years. The reprint is already a hit. All the copies are sold. Now the only print edition of the work was brought out in 1970. That was an amateur historiography of the city, which was written by M. Fazlul Hassan, who was a retired administrative officer of the Revenue Department of Bangalore Municipal Corporation. The book, which was then priced at ₹25, was usually gifted at BMC events back then. However, it went out for a print, and a rare copy of the book was being sold for as high as 10,000 rupees, says Krishna Gowda of Bookworm, which is a leading bookstore. In another news, Maharashtra may allow centre to take control of Ambedkar's London house. Now there is a 2050 square feet, three-story residential property in London, which was acquired by the Maharashtra government in 2015 for 3.2 million euro. Now they turned it into museum. Same year, it was inaugurated by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it has been accessible to scholars and academics. So now the current Maharashtra government, Shinde Fadnavis government, is set to grant it consent to the centre's proposal to assume control of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's residence in London, which has been converted into a museum, and transform it into a autonomous unit. We have this Florence Nightingale Award given to sisters in military service. So President Draupadi Murmu gave away the National Florence Nightingale Award to 30 nurses. The winners of the award, instituted by the Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry to recognize meritorious services by nurses and nursing professionals, include Major General Smita Devrani, Additional Director General of the Military Nursing Service for 2022, and her sister Brigadier Amita Devrani of the MNS for 2023. This award is an apt recognition for the remarkable contribution and service for almost 4 decades at the Defense Ministry. G20 education ministers, they agree on equitable use of artificial intelligence. So there was a meeting of the education ministers of G20 countries in Pune, and they agreed that equitable and inclusive use of artificial intelligence in education and skilling that respects human rights. All G20 members also agreed to the critical role that education plays as an enabler of human dignity and empowerment globally. Medicine patents pool deal to make cancer drug cheaper. So now the cancer drugs can become more accessible and more cheaper for patient, because the medicines patent pool MPP has signed a sub-license agreements with the India-based companies Eugia, Hetero and Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, along with the Indonesian firm Brightgene to make generic versions of the drug Nilotinib of the Switzerland-based pharmaceutical corporations Novartis. Here, as we all know about Titan, the submarine that could not be found when it went to when tourists went in that to visit the Titanic wreckage. Now here, India is also going to send a similar mission later this year. So now with this Summit Search for Titan, there are lessons to be learned for the proposed India submersible dive. So what precautions we can take, what safety measures we can take, that is being revised here. Here, Prime Minister Modi's US visit yields many vital agreements. So PM and Joe Biden, they have announced a lot of number of agreements on defense cooperation, critical and emerging technologies, health, environment, visas and space, including a deal which would pave the way for an unprecedented transfer of jet engine technology. Prime Minister met US President Joe Biden and as part of his first state visit to the United States. Here, GE Aerospace and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, they sign a memorandum of understanding for manufacture of jet engines in India. So there is this ongoing US visit of PM and the engine manufacturer GE Aerospace announced signing a memorandum of understanding with HAL to produce fighter jet engines for the indigenously light combat aircraft. Prime Minister Modi has gifted a lab-grown diamond to the US First Lady. So it's a 7.5 carat eco-friendly laboratory-grown diamond which he has gifted to Lady Jill Biden, and this has been manufactured in a Surat factory in Gujarat by recreating the same process that the earth that takes place beneath the earth in the formation of natural diamonds. UAE has welcomed Iran minister in sign of softening Gulf tensions. So the president of UAE, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, he met with the Iran's visiting foreign minister in the latest sign of easing tensions between Arab Gulf countries and the Islamic Republic. There are no survivors from the missing submersible, says Ocean Gate. It brings a grim end to the massive search that was ongoing since 17th June. That was lost during a voyage to the Titanic. So this is a sad news that I've already mentioned in previous video also. Here Manipur, since there is a violence going on in Manipur, so they have invoked a RBI's riot provision to aid borrowers. Now they have declared that the whole state has been affected by riots and violence, so that has impacted their economic activities and livelihood of the public. So to provide relief, they have invoked a rarely used RBI provision that pertains to restructuring and rescheduling of loans. Now it provides relief to borrowers when economic activity comes to a halt and offers a moratorium on payment of loans. The guidelines have been mostly invoked in areas affected by natural calamities and not for law and order situation, but it remains to be seen whether it is taken up or not. India's fund in Switzerland, Swiss Bank, slid 11% to 30,000 crores in 2022. So the funds that are powered by the Indian individuals and firms in Swiss banks, including through India-based branches and other financial institutions, that declined by 11% in 2022 to 3.42 billion Swiss francs, which is almost 30,000 crore rupees. So this is as per the annual data from Switzerland Central Bank. 100 billion, the IMF target met for battling climate and poverty issues. So at a climate financial summit in Paris, the chief of IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, she told that the rich countries have met the target for climate and poverty funds for developing countries. There are a lot of issues coming from the substandard cough syrups, especially the ones that are being exported, and the other countries are complaining about the ill effects of that. So the WHO has claimed that 300 children died so far since August 2022 across 3 countries due to substandard cough syrups that are made in India. Further, it issued an alert for even for 7 syrups produced in India. India's Drugs Controller General has since made it mandatory to test cough syrups by specified labs before they are exported. And the government has banned 14 fixed drug combinations used to treat cough and fever. In sports, we have this Indian continued its medal rush at the Special Olympics World Summer Games, crossing the 50 medal mark. For the Asian Championship, India will be sending that 54 athletes. So the Athletics Federation of India has named a 54-member team for the Asian Championship that will be held in Bangkok. And the HS Pranoy, he watched into the quarterfinals of the Taipei Open after recording a comfortable straight game win over Indonesia. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of news. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.